welcome back to Women Off-Road Warriors. I'm April, and joining me today are my co-host, Lily, and Chrissy's home not feeling well, so we'll catch up with her later. But you know what time it is. Time to buckle up because this episode is custom built and ready to wheel. And we've got a guest who embodies built, not bought. Please welcome Shanna from Shanna Colt Builds It. Thank
Hi,
you for
Shanna.
coming, Shannon. So glad to have you.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. I'm excited to get to know about all things that you guys do in the garage and on the trail. So can't wait to learn a lot. But
I am
you
so
know the
excited
drill.
too.
Before we get into builds and trails, it's time for a little life catch up. This is Spill the Tea. And thank you to Jedco for filling our mugs. Who has something interesting to share first?
I guess I don't know. You guys always ask my weekend. I actually remember what I did this weekend because it was
There's
like,
something you did, Lily. Y'all just
yeah,
went
what?
away for a big race, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it had a 100-mile race. They do that here in the PND and other parts. I don't know. Yeah, they do the 100 miles race. There's a lot of people there. I went there to crew him and to record a little bit of the race. He did not finish because he got injured. So he did 50. He did half
I
of
mean,
the
50
miles, which
miles? I can't even imagine.
is insane. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was like 3 hours away from home. We went there. I took one of my daughters with me. She was helping me a lot. And, every time he got to a station, we helped him because he had like this special drink that had calories on. Because when
Yeah.
he's on the run, sometimes they can't really eat and they have to drink calories.
How
Thank
long does it
you.
take to run 100 miles? Just curious.
Well, yes. So okay, so they for the race they had a deadline. They had to finish 100 miles in 30 hours. He was planning on doing it because he started the race at 7 a.m. in the morning,
Right?
and he was planning on finish it like at 3 a.m. the next morning.
I know you work out and all that as well, so are
Yeah.
you into running as well? I saw some of the yoga and
Yeah, I used to run a lot whenever I was younger. I don't run as much now, but I'm a technical climber and I was a martial artist whenever I was younger. So I,
really?
I fought MMA.
That's so
That's awesome.
cool. I took taekwondo.
Yeah. Good.
That's so
I
neat.
seen some of your videos where you are, draining kind of your body or doing that type of exercises.
Yeah,
Those look
yes.
really fun.
I'm actually a naturopath. So I teach people how to do lymphatic drainage and how to activate their nervous system and everything for natural healings.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Chrissy needed to be on here tonight to talk
I
to her.
know.
So, Chrissy,
She would have
you need
loved
to
that.
go check out her. She actually has a page specifically for that. I'm gonna check it out too. So, we all need some natural healing.
Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of, you have some really big news within your family. A new addition.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. I'm trying to plug my phone in real quick because I didn't realize it's dying. Our daughter, so we have grown kids, Colt and I do, and our daughter and her husband just had baby number 2. So now we have 2 grandkids.
Wow.
We had a granddaughter and now our grandson, and he was born on the 20th. So, and huge, he was 10 pounds, 11 ounces, and she did all natural home birth, just like she did with her first babies. Yeah, so that was awesome.
That is
I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah,
That's so
that's
sweet.
really cool. And when you wrote 10 pounds to me, I had to go back and I was like, "Oh my gosh, 10 pounds at home?"
Uh-huh. He was 1 ounce from 11 pounds.
Wow.
It's huge.
Did he look like a 3 month old baby, like a 3 months old?
Yes. So he's 10 days old now. Well, 11 days old now. And he is in size 3 to 6 month clothes and he's over 12 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he came out and I had to run to the store to buy new diapers because we had bought newborns and he couldn't fit in the
Yes.
newborns.
Couldn't
So I
fit
had
in
to go
'em.
buy.
Yeah.
That's
That's
too
awesome.
funny.
Healthy babies.
Yes.
I love
Very,
it.
very healthy.
Well, y'all will have a
Congratulations.
lot of fun, exciting times to come for sure.
Yes.
That's so cool.
That was my favorite stage, I think, like my babies,
Mhm.
like all of my
I have to
babies.
agree.
I don't want to have more babies, but
No,
I
I have to
miss
agree with
my
that
babies.
as well.
Once you're a grandma, it's the best. You don't have to, you get
Yes,
all the benefits without having to be the parent.
Yeah,
I'm
to do the
excited.
hard parts. You still worry, but you have the hard parts, so
Yeah.
that was like with
Our
Chrissy worrying
Cool.
granddaughter,
last week, but yeah.
when our granddaughter comes over, she goes right to the shop and helps Papa. And she
Aw,
sweeps and she points to all the Jeeps and they're her Jeeps and everything. So,
so
yeah, she
sweet.
goes in and she hands him tools. And she's 2. So she's just walking around handing him tools. She already knows what screwdrivers are and impacts and everything. And she carries them as best she can. It's so cute.
And he
That's
loves
awesome.
it.
He's so cute.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he eats it absolutely up.
But yeah. For such a big man, he's wrapped around her little pinky toe.
Yes,
Of
yep,
course.
and that's exactly how it should be,
Yes,
a future little
definitely.
off-roader. But speaking of, so let's get into the nuts and bolts, literally. It's so cool that you spend time in the garage with your husband, building, learning, and filming. Tell us about your current build and what makes it one of a kind.
Gosh. Okay. So our current build right now is we are building the world's smallest wrecker for Matt's Off-Road Recovery, who's another YouTube channel, a dear friend of ours. And they commissioned Colt a while ago, but he had to wait until the off-road games were over and everything before and after Easter Jeep before he could start. So
Right.
right now he's taking a Suzuki Samurai and he is building it into a recovery rig, a mini wrecker for Matt's business because they do off-road recoveries there in Sand Hollow, Utah. So we are building that. So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be built for being able to go on side-by-side trails and to recover side-by-sides in smaller rigs that their big wrecker and the banana and everything can't get on.
That's
That
a
is so
great
amazing.
idea.
I think I'm a little familiar with Matt recovery YouTube. I've seen some of his videos, and
Mhm.
I have no idea you guys were building a recovery rig for
Yeah.
them. It's awesome. I love
It
it.
looks really
I'm
good.
excited.
She's got a
Yeah.
bunch of, reels and stuff on Instagram, so with it. It's really
Yes,
cool.
I'm
Colt
excited to
helped with
see.
the, they built a few years ago, they built the Golden Nugget for Ed, who's an older gentleman that is there with Matt, and he was a miner back in the day, and he's, like, in his late 80s now, we love Ed. And, he had a rig that he had lost out in the woods, and they recovered it and built it up for him and restored it, and Colt was a part of doing that, and so whenever they had the Sammy, because Colt's known as the Sammy guy, so whenever they had the Sammy, Matt wanted Colt to build it because he knew it'd be built right.
That's
That's
really
awesome.
cool. Speaking of, so what inspired you guys to start building? Tell us about the garage, maybe your first build and then where it's kind of just blown up from there.
Well, it actually all began whenever we were really young. So Colt's dad was actually a professional ice racer. So he built his own rigs for ice racing in Colorado up in
Wow.
the high country. And he was a champion ice racer. And he was also part of the Pikes Peak Hill Climb when Colt was growing up. So he helped run the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. So it's been in Colt's blood for a long time. So he grew up doing that. Whenever Colt was a young teenager, dad gave him the tools and kind of directed him, but Colt did his own thing and started building his own rigs. And whenever we met in high school, so because we're high school sweethearts,
That's what I was going to
whenever
ask.
whenever we met in high school, I was driving a lifted vehicle. So I had just bought a 1965 International Scout and I was doing a frame up restoration on that. And I was driving my parents' 1990 GMC Jimmy that was on 35s and spring over conversion and everything. And so that's actually how we met. I remember a mutual friend of ours, whenever I was driving it, was standing with Colt at high school outside, and I was driving through the parking lot. And Colt saw the Jimmy and he saw a girl driving it. And he looked at her friend Mike and he goes, I'm going to marry that girl.
Aw,
And
That's
so
so
that was
sweet.
me. So we started
so
dating towards the end of that
cool.
build, and we got married really young and had our kids really young. So Colt just continued to build and started out with, dirt floor and no garage to where we are now. So just kind of worked our way up. And
That's
That's
it was
awesome.
such a passion. It became something that I wanted him to share it with people because I love watching him build. So I get to see behind the scenes, right? The ideas that he has and the mapping in his head. He'll draw it out. He's a phenomenal artist. A lot of people don't know that. But, mapping it out on paper and deciding what he's going to do for all of these incredible builds. And he's done that ever since we were teenagers. And I'm just excited that people get to experience what's in his mind and watch him build it to create something that's pretty epic and does a great job on the trail. And then his knowledge of being able how to wheel and being able to do trails and know where to do lines and to help other people. He's a fantastic teacher. And so that's just exciting to be able to watch that. So I'm just very blessed that he's able to do that to the public and everybody can see what I get to see behind the scenes.
So is this full time for you guys?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes, it
And,
is.
I've seen you getting your hands dirty and that sort of thing. So are you in there, daily working on the rigs with him, or you just kinda going as he needs someone?
Typically on the rigs working with him, unless I have to do, something else, and then he'll call me and be like, I need you. I'll be like, okay, I'll be right there. But 90% of the time I'm out there with him. I'm usually behind the camera, videoing him, handing tools. There's a lot of stuff I do off camera whenever the camera's not rolling to help pick stuff up or to steady something, or like when his back is hurt and he needs help, I'll get under there and do it. But he's a lot quicker at it. So for the sake of the videos and for time, and he knows how to teach it. I just do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, and a lot of times
that
when
makes
you
sense.
have extra hands, I mean, you do need that support. So that's really cool that
Yeah.
y'all figured out a system and how to work together and even
Thank
involve the
you.
grandbaby. So I love
Yeah.
that. What
I
would you say
love that
the
you're there
hardest
to support him.
challenge you faced during a build?
The hardest challenge I think we faced during the build was the Comanche build that we got done. So by the time we got back from Matt's off-road recovery, okay, so let me back up. We've had several Comanches. We've got, I don't know, you guys probably can't see the back wall, but a lot of Colt builds are on the back wall. But we've had several Comanches that he's built, but he's always wanted a 91, 92 Comanche. So those are the MJs, and they're more sustainable. They have, all the stuff on them. And he'd never had one. He'd always had the older ones. Our friend Vern was like, I'm selling mine. And Colt was like, I'll take it. So we got that. And from whenever he got it, he had to build the Land Rover for the off-road games. So we didn't have time, but he had committed to having it built for Easter Jeep. So he had 30 days. And
Wow.
his last build was the S10, which took him 3 months, which was incredible for him to do the S10. This time he had 30 days to take the Comanche from what it was to completely build it for Easter Jeep. And he actually ended up being able to do it because of days where parts were coming in, or it was the weekend and a place was closed and we couldn't get the right bolts or whatever. So taking out those days, he actually built the Comanche in 18 days.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
He's
amazing.
talented. He's got some
It's crazy.
skills.
Yes.
Or no
Yes.
But
and no sleep, for
nice.
sure.
With us not sleep. Yeah.
Oh my
My
gosh,
exact thought.
I think we were in the shop by 7 AM and we were probably in bed by 1 or 2 for
Yeah.
about
I
18
believe
days
it.
straight. Yeah.
I believe it.
So I think that was
Sleepwalking
the
at that
most
point.
challenging because of the time restraints on it,
Time
but I
restraints.
knew he would do it and he did it. And we were working
That's
on it
awesome.
until the moment we left for Easter Jeep. So I mean, we worked on it up
Yeah.
until literally I think we left to go because we're about 3 hours from Moab. So I think we left. It was at like 7 o'clock at night, and we were working on it until like we loaded it at 7 on the trailer and left. So we
Right.
didn't get to test
And
it, and it
probably
was like, well,
we'll see what
and it
Did
happens,
you
and
performed.
guys
and
only
probably even when you got there, he was probably still making tweaks, I know how
Yeah,
guys are,
yeah.
so
yeah.
you gotta
So
do
did you
that.
guys only do like projects for a specific projects, like, street safari or events, or is there a way for the regular public to come to you and be like, hey, I want you to build this for me?
So we don't build for the general public because of insurance purposes. So you have to carry special insurance and it's really expensive and everything. So we don't really do builds for the general public. He gets asked that a lot, where's your shop? Can you do this or that? And he would love to, but he's only one guy and it's just and because of the insurance and everything, he doesn't. So it's just for the channel. So the builds that he does for the channel.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
He
Any
used to.
advice?
Before YouTube, he used to build and everything for
Oh, okay.
everybody. So a long time ago, and he would flip rigs, and that's how he paid for it and everything years and years ago.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
advice for women wanting to pick up a wrench and dive in?
Oh man, just do it. I think women can be intimidated by it because it has been in the past and it's beginning to incorporate more women, which I love. It's been largely a man's sport. So I think there's a lot of intimidation for women whenever it comes to it, especially
Absolutely.
maybe they don't know how to work on it, and so they think that they have to have, a top of the line rig and they have to spend a lot of money on it, when in actuality they don't. They can start. I think everybody should start at a smaller rig, an inexpensive rig, learn to wheel it, at a smaller size, and then learn gradually how to build it yourself, because it teaches you the respect for the machine, teaches you how to, pick lines and everything like that. So you don't have to go out and spend all this money. You can easily do it on a budget, and to be able to grab the wrench and just be like, you know what, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to trace this or that. And then asking for help whenever you need it. But I think that just having the confidence to know I can do this, and, mentally putting it in your brain that, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this work, and then going out and trying. And failing is the best thing you can do. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure is what teaches you. So I like to say all the time that I would tell my kids, I was like, there are consequences for everything, good or bad. Just decide that I'm ready for the consequence no matter what the
Right.
consequence is, and you make your decision. It's the same with wrenching and going out there and building your rig and everything. You're going to mess up. You're going to fail. It's okay if you're not a fabricator. That's all right. You'll figure it out. That's how you learn. That's how every single person learned. Not, there was somebody who figured it out from the beginning and then taught that knowledge to other people. So just be the trailblazer for the ladies in your area, and get a group of women together that you jive with and have a good vibe together, and just go out and wheel. And don't be afraid to ask men for help either. I think a lot of women think that it has to be women and everything.
True.
Men are incredible, and the men who want to help you and everything are fantastic. And let them help you whenever you need it, and try to figure it out whenever you can, and have a good support system.
I
I
love
love
that. That's
that.
great advice. And the one thing that
Thank
stood
you.
out that I haven't heard from a lot of people is to start wheeling in maybe a smaller vehicle, as far as being able to figure out, exactly where your wheels need to be, and that makes sense. It really does. Yeah, great advice. Before we head into the next curve, let's hit the brakes and thank today's sponsor, Jedco, where passion meets power in every product. Jedco keeps us stylish on and off the trail, from custom designs to bold gear. It's built for warriors like you. Check them out at jedco.com and tell them the warriors sent you. So, next
Yay.
up, now that we know what you drive, let's hear about where you drive. Let's talk trail time. What's your all time favorite trail?
My personal favorite trail. Okay, so I have a favorite trail for me, and then I have a favorite trail system that we no longer can do, but that is personal to Colt and I. So my personal favorite trail that I love to do, and I'll do it any day, is Holy Cross, which is up near Leadville, Colorado. Love
Okay.
that
Okay.
trail. Always have. You if you can get over Cleveland Rock, you can get up to the very top, and then you can hike, you can mount, you can climb, you can high alpine lake fish whenever you can get down there. It's a phenomenal trail. So it's got so much to do, and it's got a lot of mining history and everything. So I absolutely love Holy Cross. So that's my
What
personal favorite.
level? What level of trail do you think that is?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a 7. We've done it
Okay.
in Jeeps on
Wow.
3s and 5s, if you know how to pick lines and everything. But
Yes.
Cleveland, that's below Cleveland Rock. Once you get up to Cleveland Rock, I'd say it's a 9 to a 10. But you
I
can
see.
you can easily hike from where Cleveland Rock is, or the town of Holy Cross, up, and it's not a huge hike, so you can still get up to the lakes if you can't do Cleveland Rock itself.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
offers a lot for a
Awesome.
lot of people.
Oh, that's nice.
Taking notes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I
Yeah,
love it. I love it. And there's camping spots down below Holy Cross where you can do a lot of camping. And then
even
on your
better.
way out, because the entry is entry only, and then you get to a point to where you have to exit. And when you exit, you get to go next to the water pipeline, and you drive next to that, which is really cool. So when the kids were little, we'd actually get out and jump on the pipeline and run up and down it and everything. And it was a lot of fun. There's waterfalls you could take pictures at and everything. So it's really cool.
Sounds like a lot
That's
of
so
fun.
much fun. It sounds beautiful too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something about a great setting.
Yes. And then our favorite trail together that Colt and I it's not open all the way anymore, but whenever we were dating, because we lived in Teller County, Colorado, near Pikes Peak, whenever we were dating, we every weekend, like that's all we did was wheel or dirt bike. And we would go down Hackett and Longwater, which were the trails. It's been closed since the Hayman fire in 2002.
Man,
So it's been closed for a very long time. But so
wow.
that
So
was
it
our
doesn't look
absolute
yeah.
favorite trail.
Yes.
Hopefully, they'll
I love that.
repair it to where it can reopen one day, but, yeah, that's been
I
a long
hope so,
time.
yeah.
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 What's your scariest moment on a trail, and how did you get through it?
Let's see. I've never really been scared with Colt driving. I trust his rigs and I trust his driving ability. I mean, we've rolled and all kinds of stuff, and I've never really been scared. But I can tell you, whenever I was 15, I was wheeling with my dad. And we were actually down Hackett and Longwater whenever it was open. This was back in the 90s. And as my kids would say, from the 1900s. I'm like, yeah, you stinkers.
Right.
But, we were wheeling, and for some reason, daddy's oil light went down to 0, and we had to make it took, like, all day. It took about 14 hours. We could go a few feet, and then we'd have to settle and let the oil settle to the bottom of the pan, and ended up being, a hole in the pan, and we had to make it out of the trail on that, and that was nerve-wracking because Hackett and Longwater were way out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of BLM and national
No
forest, and
cell
part of its
service,
own part of
obviously, of course, there
yeah,
was
there
no
was no
phones, but
yeah, it was
it was
before cells, but yeah, it was bad, and I think I was scared because I think daddy was scared because he had the whole
right.
family, me and my sisters and everybody, and he was really worried, so I think that was it, but that's really the only time I can remember being afraid. I'm a heights junkie, so heights don't bother me or anything. Like, usually whenever we go on high trails and we go out and do things like we just did the, trail, we went up Imogene Pass in the Alpine Loop, and Colt's favorite parking spot is on this spot where they do a ton of Jeep commercials and everything, and it's just a really cool parking spot, and it's on the bottom of this cliff that's probably 400 feet and everything, and everybody's in the comments like, "Oh, did you ride up there with them?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I did, man. I actually went over to the edge and, started climbing down a little bit to the cliffs," and Colt's always like,
That's
so
so
That's
cool. Sounds
awesome.
like you'll have a lot of fun of experiences, and wow, I mean, some history for sure. That's you can't make that stuff up, so that's really cool.
I love that you both love the off-roading and you've been doing it for years. She's like a dream for everyone.
It is, and you don't hear
Yeah.
that so often with, both of you doing that, both of you in the
Yes.
garage, turning wrenches and, putting it out there for everyone to see and feel. But it's really neat to watch from an observer standpoint. So
thank
thank you
you.
for
Yes.
sharing it. I really appreciate it. How does it
Mhm.
feel being a woman in such a male-dominated garage and on the trail? And even just thinking back to when you were 15, and him seeing, "Oh my gosh, there's this hot girl. I'm gonna marry her," and being interested from such a young age.
How does it feel? So I think my thought on that is different than most people, and I think it comes from the fact that when I was an MMA fighter, I was in a very male-dominated sport, and sensei used to tell us there's no man and there's no woman and there's no man on the mat. You're a martial artist, and that was it. So I never really differentiated the fact. I was just like, this is something that I love, and it's something that I have a gift in, and I'm just gonna do it. So I never really thought about it like that, and I think I carry that same mentality into the shop. I think it's just something that I've always done and never really thought about it. I would say if there's something that gets me and where I can tell the difference would be strength, and there's really nothing I can do about that. Not that big. I'm 125 pounds sopping wet and Colt's giant. So there's a lot of things that I just can't do because I don't have the strength to do it. In the transfer case video we just released yesterday, he literally picked up the doubler T case, 2 transfer cases on his shoulder, and just put it in
Wow.
the S10. And I'm like trying to pick up, the side of,
Right.
a Toyota axle and struggling, and I'm like, there's no way I could do that.
There's
So I'd say that would be the main difference I see. But other than that, I think whenever you come in with a good attitude that this is a sport that everybody loves, kind of like we taught our daughter when she played sport, basketball, and she played college basketball. Both of her kids were collegiate athletes and everything. It wasn't it you were an athlete and it's something that you were good and you did good at it and everything. So I think that's my mindset. So I never really thought of it as that. I think sometimes I get sad whenever I see that there's not a lot of women in the sport because I do love it. I guess
Right.
especially whenever husbands love it so much and their wives don't really care. And you can see it on their faces how much they wish that their wife would love their sport or even just go with them. And I think that's important for a wife to do, even if you don't love the sport, to just indulge your husband and to go with him because it's something that he loves. Just like if you loved something that he didn't and he did it with you, it'd make you feel so good, kind of
Yeah.
things. Well, I think I don't know, does that answer your question?
That does, and yeah, you said it very well.
Yes.
Just thinking of being able to share something as a couple makes all the difference in the world. So if you like something, you of course want your spouse or your significant other to like the same and to be able to share it and enjoy it. But and being male or female really shouldn't dictate what you're able to do and enjoy,
Right.
man or woman.
Exactly. Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I
100%.
love the you're so supportive too, and well, the fact that you enjoy yourself too, and you're supported his channel and everything, and you also like your place as a wife, and also like okay, there's a lot of things that I can do to help you. There's a lot of things you can do that I'm not able to do, and on the strength thing, I know that if let's say he wasn't around, I'm sure you could do it yourself, like lift something like
I
there's other
figure it out.
ways to things around. But yes, it's obviously easier for him to just to pick it up. Like we're not
And
gonna sit around and okay, you do it yourself, figure it out. If he can do it and it's easier, then yeah, go ahead, do it.
yep. I would have been going to the hardware store trying to, cut some wood
Yes.
to make a
Yeah.
platform or something,
Yeah.
It's taking me a
But
week,
you
but
Yeah.
don't
I'd have
have
done it.
to, you don't have to, and you both have your own strengths and weaknesses, so it would be interesting maybe after the podcast, ask him the same question and see what he would say your strength is that he relies on, and it could be the filming part of it too and putting everything out, but you definitely have your gifts as well, so
Thank
interesting to
you.
Oh,
hear from both.
I'm sure a lot of the success comes from like you two together. Like you have your part, he has his part on it, and it's a team effort.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, but I have a question. We were talking about, the trails and how uh, you guys are on the trails and he likes to, spot people. Do you guys do events where like the public can go and camp with you? Do you have anything like that? Like if anybody would like to go with him with you?
So we actually have something coming up that we do because we're in Farmington, New Mexico, in the four corners of New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona. And actually, it's the week after Labor Day. So I believe it's the second, this year, it's the 2nd of September on, I believe. And I'd have to look, but you can look up Four Corners 4x4 week. And we actually there's 150 spots of people who can come, and we go out in the glade for
Wow.
3 days. And so for 3 days straight, we do trails in the glade. You can sign up for easy, you can sign up for rear steer, or you can sign up for ATV. So even if you want to come out and wheel with us and do stuff, you can do a UTV or whatever. Depending on the day that we do would be the day that you want to sign up. So we change what we do each day. So that's a great one that we do. And then the day before that, they have like a part swap. So we're there at the museum in Farmington is going to be in their parking lot this year. So you can come say hi, part swap if you need parts or whatever. You can walk through and see what everybody has, or you could just come and say hi. They have a beer garden and all kinds of stuff. So it's really fun. And then the Friday at the end, there's a sponsors and everything. So they have people with tents and, Raceline Wheels is there and local companies will be there and different companies that are off-roading will be there. We have they do a parade. We do where you can sign your car up to win a prize. They do flex ramp competition and everything that Friday night, which is really cool. They have food trucks and all kinds of stuff and dancing and everything. And then the next day, that Saturday, is actually the We Rock World Extreme Rock Crawling Grand Nationals to complete the year. So then you can stay and go out to the Glade and hang out with us and watch the Grand Nationals and everybody compete.
I love that. Okay.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. So it's
That's a
it's a
great
whole week
time.
long. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
it up. Yeah,
I
I'm
am
curious.
too.
So you get a trail guide. So you can only have so many rigs per trail guide. So I believe it's
A lot of rigs.
150. Um, it's either 150 or 200 that's available, but the rest of it is there's no limit.
Okay.
So for the part swap or the We Rock or any of that, there's no limit.
I love the part swap idea. That's a great one.
And this year, I know they have Caleb with Wheat Rock. He has been working with the company and they've actually designed a video game. It's like a virtual reality to where you can actually drive a comp rig in virtual reality up the Grand Nationals and Brown Springs trails and everything. So you can act like you're doing it. And I believe it looks like a rock crawler as well, like the outside of it. So it's really cool.
Nice.
So he's been working really hard on that. So I believe they're supposed to have that to debut at this year's 4x4 weeks.
That's exciting. That's big time. That's cool.
It sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Let's play a little game. Gear up or get out.
I love that.
It's basically would you rather. So I'm going to give you two things and you just pick the one that you would rather, basically. Stranded in one place on a trail for 5 hours or sing karaoke in a gas station parking lot.
Oh, stranded on a trail. Stranded on a trail.
5 hours doesn't sound that bad.
Days if it means not singing karaoke.
Look, I don't know. I'm not a great
Karaoke.
singer, but 5 hours versus one song in a gas station parking lot. I don't know. I'm going to go with the karaoke.
Man.
I do both.
I was so hoping someone would sing for me here, but I guess that's out. No such luck.
You know
Okay.
what? My cousin was a professional opera and gospel singer, and his name's
That's
Chris
cool.
Holloway. And I remember years ago, gosh, I was pregnant with our son, so it's 21 years ago. We were together in Houston, and he was like, Shanna, I'm going to teach you to sing. And I was like, Chris, I can't sing. And he was like, no, anybody can sing. He spent 3 hours with me, and he's like, you're right, you can't sing. I'm like, thanks,
Oh
Chris.
my God, no.
No.
The same thing. I believe everybody can sing. It's like your voice is an instrument. You just have to find your note.
You have to be able to find. Don't make me.
It's funny.
Okay, recover your rig in a tutu or trail guide with a megaphone.
What's the second one?
Recover your rig in a tutu, like
Yeah.
a crinoline
Yeah.
skirt type thing, or trail guide with a megaphone.
Okay, so
megaphone.
I
one of
would
those.
Okay.
we've trail guided with the megaphone before. So I could say we would do that, but I think tutus are cute, so I totally would not mind wearing a tutu. So
Yeah.
Tutu.
The both sound like fun.
I'll go with the tutu. I'm cracking up at the
Yeah.
thought of the megaphone. Maybe I need someone to spot me with a megaphone. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Colt-
replace.
Colt's rig when we were in high school, him and his brother, they both had rigs and they both had a megaphone attached to their CB. So they would
That's
drive
right.
through the parking lot yelling at people on it. So that just brought back a lot of nostalgia.
That's funny.
You know what? I can actually see teenagers doing that and having a lot of fun
Yes.
with it. So yeah, that's great. Replace your tires or your co-driver.
My tires? Yeah, definitely the tires.
I mean, you never know.
I'd have to say tires too because Colt's my co-driver and I don't like going anywhere without him. So
Yeah.
Definitely tires.
It's always nice to have new tires too.
It is nice to have new tires. That's a bonus, actually. So
Yes.
wheeling with no snacks or no toilet paper.
I would say no snacks. Well, I
What?
don't know.
You gotta use some
Depends.
leaves if you need to.
With some leaf. Yeah, I don't know. Probably depends on how long you're wheeling for, I guess. I
How
don't
long are
know.
you
If
wheeling?
it's just
A
one
long
wheeling
time.
time, a long time.
20.
Yeah,
Well, we'll say 2 days.
2 days. Yeah,
No snacks or no toilet paper.
I'd
God,
say
that's
no
hard.
snacks.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the no snacks
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I gotta eat or I'm gonna get real cranky. So we'll work it out.
Well, I would do, what is it? Which one would you choose if you could go without the food? That's the one I would choose.
So
Only
wheeling
because,
with no
yeah,
snacks,
wheeling with
no toilet
snacks.
paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I could wheel for 2 days without snacks. Intermittent fasting is really good for autophagy for your cells.
Look at you.
So I'd
You're
be
making
like,
it positive.
we're
No big deal.
just gonna heal our mitochondria at the same time.
I gotta have some snacks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not be a nice person.
Yeah.
So we have to go together. I'll bring the snacks and you bring the toilet paper. How about that? They can
That's why
outside
you
of the
always will win a
box.
group.
That's right.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna have something.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Fight one and this question for you, Shanna, because you like to fight, right? Fight a one-horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses. So fight a really large
My
duck
God.
or fight 50 small horses.
Oh my gosh.
I do
Ducks
the
are mean,
one.
man.
Ducks
Yeah.
are mean.
Get me.
I think Imma go with the
Do the
horses.
big duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh
just say
gosh.
I'd like video of both.
Yeah.
So, Lily, you fighting a big duck
That's
or you
really
fighting a
funny.
bunch of little baby horses?
Yeah. I do the big duck.
You gotta fight the big duck. I wanna see it. I'm here for it. Shanna, what about you?
I do the horses. I love miniature
Yeah.
horses and donkeys, so I'd probably scare them. Whenever Colt and I on our honeymoon, we had a little cottage and behind it were miniature horses, and I was so excited. I walked up to the gate, I'm in my wedding dress. I walked up to the gate and I'm like, horses, and they turned around and tried to kick me and bite me.
Oh.
And Colt was like, "Oh my gosh," and they just loved him, and he was like, "You're scaring them because you're too excited." So
Yeah. That happens to me when
That would be me
cats.
too.
with
Like,
Oh,
cats,
yeah.
I get I get wanna squeeze them and hug them and kiss them, and they don't like that.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know that well. I'm right with you there.
Okay. Okay, so every episode we shine the light on a woman making waves in the off-road world. Shanna, who is a standout that inspires you in an off-road trail? Do you have somebody that inspires you?
Yes. I would say, oh gosh, there's a few. Okay, give me a second to think about who. I'm going to narrow it down.
That's hard.
It's
There's so
so
many.
hard. I have two that I can't narrow it down from. One is no, I am. Okay, I am. I'm going to narrow it down. I'm going to I'm going to go with and actually just recently met her in person at Easter Jeep, and we've only known each other for a short time on social media, but I'm choosing
Mm.
her because of her smile. She's always happy. She's probably one woman. Okay, how do I say this? I've never met a woman so excited and in love with off-roading and the desire to be on the trail all the time as I have her. And that is Amanda. She is known as Walker Texas Wrangler.
I
Yeah.
kinda knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
I can see
She's
that.
amazing. And I tell you,
Yeah.
like, seriously, I think she's an inspiration for just her love for the sport and her. I mean, before she met her significant other right now, she did everything herself. She's just a bright light and her smile is amazing. Her vibe is contagious and I just adore her. So I would say Amanda.
I love that.
I do too. She's a great one for
Yeah.
sure. We need to have her on.
Yes,
She's such an
definitely.
inspiration and can share so much. Yeah. So
Mhm.
many great women in the community. Once you really start thinking about it, there's more women than you actually realize. So we haven't fallen short at all discovering women to talk to and learn about and learn more from. So that's really cool. She's definitely one.
Yes. Well, Shanna, thank you for rolling with us tonight. Your build, your mindset, and your energy are next level. And where can people learn more about you? Can you share your socials with us?
Yeah, so my Instagram is shanna.coltbuildsit, but our YouTube channel would be awesome if everybody could like and subscribe and watch all of our videos and comment and everything. Is Colt Builds It on YouTube. That is huge. That's Colt's gift, and I just love being able to share it with everybody and to be there to support him. And we do it together, and it just really means a lot to us to be able to be blessed to bring that our adventures and our builds and off-roading and everything and our family together. So that would be the big one is to Colt Builds It on YouTube. And then also if you want access to us more individually and a little bit more privately, we have a Patreon. And if you have build questions or anything like that, our Patreon is the place to do that. You can ask us questions, build questions if you need help with anything. So you can join our Patreon.
It's really cool. I like that. That's a good idea. We'll have to
And
check
hopefully
that
we'll
out.
see everybody at 4x4 week.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely gonna look that up. That sounds like
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
much
look it up.
fun.
I'm
But
gonna
you're
look at the
proof
dates too.
that women can lead in the garage and on the trail. We've been lucky to have you in this community. So to our
Thank you.
listeners, don't forget to follow shanna.coltbuildsit and support women builders out there. If you love today's episode, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and all our podcast channels. Share it with a friend, and we will catch you all next week. But until next time, stay dirty, stay fearless, and keep on willing.
Yeah.